It's very uncertain for the entire league in general, but you're a free agent for the first time. Have you thought about what free agency might look like for you if you'd like to be back?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a restricted free agent, so I think that changes things a little bit. But I've loved my years here in Indiana. So obviously with a lot of uncertainty, you don't know what's to come, but I've built a life here, and I love this franchise. I love the people. I love the fans, so we'll see what comes. Elliot?
Caitlin Clark just landed a move that has the Indiana Fever organization absolutely shook. Forget team decisions. We're talking about Clark personally intervening to keep her closest allies, Sophie Cunningham and Lexie Hull, on the roster. And get this, it actually worked. The whispers were deafening, with reports claiming Hull was definitely out, complete with farewells and packing rumors. But then the legendary Caitlin Clark stepped in, making it crystal clear to management that Cunningham and Hull were non-negotiable. She wants stability. She wants her trusted teammates, and she's making sure it happens, no matter the cost.
Really, really good. Actually, I'm just actually really motivated, and I think I'm at a really good spot in my life where I'm just excited to just pour into my body, pour into things that I enjoy. And I'm just so excited for this upcoming season because I don't know where I'm going to be. And I just feel like in the W, your golden years, I would say, is anywhere from 28 to 34.
Let's talk numbers, because this is where it gets insane. Weeks of media frenzy painted Lexie Hull's departure as a certainty, fueling clickbait and half-truths that had the internet buzzing. But in reality, Clark's direct intervention changed everything for Hull and Cunningham. Multiple sources confirm Clark personally approached Fever management, declaring these two were absolutely off-limits. She's not just playing games, she's building a winning environment with the players she trusts on the court. This is crucial because Clark's second year is literally the make or break for this franchise's trajectory. The Fever went from being bottom feeders to a playoff contender, primarily because of Clark's explosive impact and the genuine chemistry she built with players like Hull and Cunningham. You can literally see that chemistry every time Clark drives and kicks to Hull for a corner three, or when Sophie crashes the glass for a crucial putback. That's not something you can find in free agency. The media, however, spun this into a dramatic soap opera. Because honestly, news of Caitlin Clark saving her friends from being cut simply sells better than the dry details of restricted free agency. Indiana absolutely controls Hull's future as a restricted free agent, meaning they can match any offer, proving the goodbye narrative was complete fiction. Here's what makes this even more electrifying. Clark's subtle but powerful public support for Lexie Hull on Instagram. Just 3 words. So proud of you. This wasn't just a friendly comment, folks. It was a clear signal to the entire organization that she had Hull's back. Indiana's front office absolutely took note, because when Clark publicly backs someone, ownership listens. This isn't 2023 anymore. Clark is a brand worth millions, and her voice carries immense weight, equal to any coach or general manager. The funniest part? Sophie Cunningham, who faced scrutiny for defending Clark, is now being protected by Clark herself. Talk about poetic justice. So why does this actually matter so much? While Cunningham and Hull might not be the highest scorers, they bring unmatched edge and loyalty, crucial elements that held the team together during injury crises. When Clark went down, Sophie was the first to publicly defend her. And when Lexie struggled, Clark kept feeding her the ball. That's a level of trust you simply cannot buy. The Fever were tempted by pure economics, facing a tight salary cap with multiple players hitting free agency. But risking losing these vital players meant risking upsetting the very star who revitalized their franchise. This demonstrates the unprecedented power of Caitlin Clark. If she wants someone protected, the team listens. Period. Let that sink in. This franchise, previously driven by analytics and long-term plans, is now making decisions based on keeping their number 22 happy. And honestly, that's not a bad thing at all. When you have a generational player filling stadiums, selling jerseys, and securing national TV slots, you build around her vision, not because she's demanding it, but because she has earned it. Clark brought more than just points. She brought a fan base that forced management to care again. So when she whispers to management, "I want Sophie and Lexie back," it's not just a player's request, it's a movement. And to those who think she's overstepping, let's be brutally honest. LeBron, Steph, Aja, they all influence rosters. If you're the reason the lights stay on, you get a say. Now here's where the story gets even spicier. Insiders reveal the Fever were already planning to cut costs by not matching Hull's offer, expecting her to land elsewhere as a defensive specialist. But once Clark's camp caught wind, The entire strategy shifted. Suddenly, management was reviewing options, fueled by media reports of Clark's private meetings and her core preferences. Within a week, executives ready to let Hull walk were suddenly talking about preserving continuity and rewarding chemistry. Translation: Clark got exactly what she wanted. This wasn't just about Hull. Sophie Cunningham, facing heat for her outspokenness, was also on the chopping block after a league warning incident. Management was prepared to cut ties to avoid distractions, but again, Clark stepped in. She made it clear she wanted Sophie back too. This is what real loyalty looks like. And that loyalty has now put management in check. If the Fever had let Sophie go after she almost physically defended Clark, it would have been a PR disaster, a betrayal to fans. You can't ditch the player who protected your star during on-court chaos and expect to build trust. Clark's move wasn't just smart, it was necessary to save the Fever from their own poor decisions and impending media backlash. This team needs stability, consistency, and locker room energy, not more drama. The chemistry between Clark, Sophie, and Lexie is exactly that. A blend of Clark's fire, Sophie's fearlessness, and Lexie's calm defense that allowed them to punch above their weight. This is about winning, and Caitlin Clark knows exactly what it takes. What Caitlin Clark just pulled off is more than saving teammates. It's a massive statement to the entire WNBA. She's essentially declared, if you want to win with me, you protect my circle. This wasn't a minor locker room request. It was a full-blown power move. Clark is now at a level where her voice outweighs half the boardroom. Every decision Indiana makes, trades, signings, marketing, will be filtered through one question: how does this affect Caitlin? And honestly, that's how it should be. You don't treat a generational player like a bench warmer. You build the house around her. Clark is now the architect of Indiana's future. Let's be real. The internet exploded when news broke of Clark saving Sophie and Lexie. Critics cried favoritism and over-control, conveniently forgetting the absolute chaos the team endured last season. Injuries, media scrutiny, constant pressure. Clark survived it all, dragging her team to the playoffs. You don't get through that without people in your corner. Sophie was the first to speak up, firing back at critics and defending Clark. Lexie is the quiet glue, the consistent presence every star needs, doing the unglamorous but game-winning dirty work. You cannot replace that chemistry with a random free agent. You cannot trade trust, and Caitlin Clark knows that better than anyone. So yes, she used her influence to prevent management from dismantling a winning formula. That's not ego, that's leadership. And if Indiana is smart, they'll listen. This franchise has a history of breaking momentum, of rebuilding every season. Clark's move forces them to break that cycle, to build something that lasts. This is exactly what championship teams do. There's another layer the media is missing: the timing. This is happening before one of the most uncertain WNBA off-seasons ever. With the CBA expiring and a potential lockout looming, Clark's loyalty move sends a powerful message. If you're loyal to me, I'll fight for you. In a league where players often feel disposable, that matters immensely. For a young superstar to possess this level of influence so early is historic. Even veterans like Audrey Wilson and Breanna Stewart didn't command this kind of say this quickly. Clark's reach extends beyond stats. It's her influence. When she talks, people listen. When she posts, fans react. When she demands, ownership ASTS. It's wild to think about, but she's becoming the player the WNBA has never seen before. A superstar with fan base power capable of dictating decisions. Keeping Sophie and Lexie fundamentally changes Indiana's direction, prioritizing chemistry over chaos and listening to the players who actually make them watchable. This isn't a rebuild anymore. Indiana's window is now S. Clark is in her prime. The league is paying attention, and you don't throw that away to save a few thousand off the cap. This move is the Fever screaming, "We are serious." They're not just keeping role players, they're keeping the heartbeat of the team. And yes, Caitlin Clark made it happen. So is she the unofficial GM? Practically? Absolutely. Would this have happened if anyone else asked management alone? No chance. But with Clark behind them, suddenly Hull and Cunningham are core culture pieces. That's undeniable power, and it signals a rapid shift in the WNBA's power dynamic. This isn't the old league where players just stayed quiet. The new generation, led by Clark, is transforming front office operations. They're not just athletes, they're stakeholders. And Clark's move just showed every young player how to leverage their influence without a single dramatic word. She didn't tweet threats or cryptic quotes. She simply stated her needs and got them. And the fans? They loved it. Comment sections are overflowing with fans calling her the boss and celebrating her understanding of what the team truly needs. Everyone knows she's right. Keeping Sophie and Lexie isn't just friendship. It's about building something real. Championships are won by keeping the right people around you. Michael Jordan had Pippen. Kobe had Fisher. Steph had Draymond. Caitlin has Sophie and Lexie. They're not just teammates, they're extensions of her game, balancing her, protecting her, and smoothing out the play. That's why fans are calling this the smartest move of the offseason. Instead of letting management dismantle what works, Clark forced them to lock it down. That's not diva behavior, that's winning behavior. And it's about time the WNBA had a star who understands how to build a legacy, not just a highlight reel. Now, heading into next season, the Fever have everything they need: leadership, chemistry, and a core that believes in each other, all thanks to Caitlin Clark. The league might not like her growing influence, but they cannot deny the results. The Fever are no longer a rebuilding project. They are a team being shaped by the most powerful voice in women's basketball. And if management was smart enough to listen this time, it might just be the first real step toward a championship run. So, did Caitlin Clark just save the Fever from another off-season disaster, or is she getting too powerful? Drop your thoughts below, hit that like button, and subscribe for more breakdowns of the drama behind the WNBA headlines. Because one thing's for sure, when Caitlin Clark speaks, Indiana listens.